Got a good question. Being versus becoming. Okay, this is from Jamie Hill. You know, I have more energy when I have 3 channels. I have this channel, I have Beyond the Alchemy, which deals with preserving your sexual energy, semen retention and all that. And then I have like a kind of mental health imbalance channel. But this channel, it's like I had the most energy to speak on. I enjoy the heck out of my other channels too, but I'm just saying. I get some potent questions there, and I enjoy the realization from the people that leave comments and questions. Like it's like we're circulating energy. It's like I have energy and I give and I make the video, and then based on your comments and appreciation and questions, you give me the energy back, and then I give again, and it's just it's like that. It's magical. Like God's running this whole thing, and I appreciate all your compliments and everything. I let you know. I tell you. Jamie Hill, good question. Should one gave 2, number 1 and 2. Should a person, number 1, let go of and surrender all ideals and learn to accept oneself as one is? Now you're talking about the human self. So you got to catch that. You got to know that. So should you just let go and surrender all the ideals that we have and learn to accept oneself as one is, including all relative self-destructive tendencies? Yeah, you should. I did, and it worked. And you just be. All right? So should you just surrender all your ideas? I think let's include spiritual ideas. I think you're insinuating that. Let go of all the spiritual ideas, everything, just all ideas. And you just accept where you're at right now, including all destructive tendencies, and then let's add all constructive tendencies also, all positive, all negative. Just be. I'm not doing anything. The show's running itself. Should you do that? Or number 2, should you use the mind to create an ideal version of yourself and then strive toward its actualization? Maybe it could perhaps be an image of Christ or Buddha or some version like that of yourself. Should you strive like that? This is what he's asking. Should you just stop everything? Just stop, just like, man, I don't know. This is just too much work. I mean, God, take it. Okay? Whatever you want to do. I'm here. I'm not going to be like anybody, even myself. I don't even know who I am. You tell me who I am. I'm going to surrender like that. Or if you feel some affinity with a certain master, should you try to imbibe his or her qualities and purify yourself that way by really building a good character and having virtues and values, and work really hard, stop all your addictions and habits, and just be purified like your master, your idea of the master. So we don't know. Everybody has some addiction. Muji, food, Nazargadata, smoking BD, cigarettes. Vivekananda used to smoke. I mean, it's all right. Look, the answer is you got to do both. Actually, that's the answer. So you surrender yourself. I was talking about this in another video. You just, I mean, what choice do you have, really, anyway? We start to realize, like, this show's running itself, okay? It appears like I'm choosing to make videos, and I wake up, and I kind of get organized, and I come out here, and I set this up, and I start making. But did I really choose that? What would be an alternative choice? Just to stay in bed? Somebody could think that, and they say, no, but you got up. No, man, the life force got me. It's doing everything. What did Papa G say? Somebody asked, how do you know what you're going to do in the day? He says, I see my shoes moving, and then I jump in them. Shoes symbolize life force. This is what's happening. Life force is doing everything. So when we contemplate that, because can you choose if you enjoy me or not, or if you like me? It's there. Can you choose if you don't like the other people, whoever you don't like, you're not attracted to? No, it's there. There's some karmic laws that are running all this, and the life force responds. appropriately. Okay? So the more we realize that, the more we let go. See, he said, we just let go and surrender all these ideas because they're not even our ideas. Can you choose what your next idea is going to be? No, it just comes. Something gets downloaded. And then the mind takes credit for it. Oh, I have this idea. You can say those words if you know that it's not really the reality. So realize this, and then, you surrender everything, and including destructive tendencies. I'm glad that you said that. That always was my way. I went through a stint when I was, especially overseas. In America, I could have been celibate if I stayed in America. I just wasn't interested. I mean, I don't know. I met some pretty cool Western girls when I started traveling. Damn, these bugs are biting today. Oh no, that's not spiritual. I got emotional, right? American girls are cool, Western girls are cool, I'm just talking. But what I'm saying is when I left, the first country I went to was Brazil. I was just blown away, man. I got more attention and interaction in 6 months than I did my whole life in America. It was awesome. Then I went to India, and it was like, whoa, same thing. I mean, these pure, innocent village girls, they just never, it was just awesome. Anyway, so I got a little addicted to getting female attention. After not having it, after having a deficit of that, depending on our upbringing and our parents and all that. So that karma was playing out and trying to rebalance itself. And so I got really addicted. And at first, I was reading Swami Shivananda when I was in Rishikesh about celibacy, brahmachari. He's a very aesthetic type mentality. I'm more tantric. Tantric means you basically do what you're saying here. Like, what are you saying? You accept all your destructive tendencies, but yet you stay conscious about it. And in that consciousness, these destructive tendencies, through alchemy, they dissolve, you'll transcend them. This is also what Osho was saying. But before I realized, I knew about those teachings, I was like just reading. And Swami Shivananda is super, like he's great. God chose to express like that. It's not like one's better than the other. Anyway, I was following his suggestions, like look down at the ground, don't look at girls, look at your big toe, don't touch girls, don't talk to them unless you really have to. He was saying that to people that want to overcome this tendency to be attached to women and wanting their attention, and which activates the sexual instinct and the lust and all that. So I was following that, and man, I was going crazy. I mean, it's cool just to get some discipline, if you've been just wild your whole life, okay, it'd be good. Like go to an ashram with all guys or something and just chill out, get stable for a minute. But at some point you got to come back into the world, and this stuff has to be integrated. You have to be cool with a girl, not a girl. You can touch her, not touch her, because you're solid. So I realized at some point, I'm like, man, my appetite for female energy and attraction, by the way, you can see Beyond the Alchemy, that's all I talk about on that channel. There's a lot of guys struggling with that. I just accepted, like, I can't do it, man. Like, God, this is your show, but I got to just go with this. I got to, and at the same time, God, can you help me be free of this? At the same time, I'm getting energy. I'm trying to take energy from the attention from the girls. That had to just run its course. There's certain karma we can't do anything about. You can't meditate it away or pray it away. Like, it has to run its course. So it ran its course. And then after some years, I just became free of it. But you know why I'm free of it? Because it ran its course. Now, if I'd have locked myself up in some ashram, I've been in these ashrams, so I know. There's people in there, I've mentioned before, they're super suppressed. They need to go to a brothel or something, because that karma, that they can't transcend that just via spiritual practice meditation. They need to let themselves experience that and transcend it that way. Some. So yeah, bottom line, I'm a proponent of what you said. Accept all your stuff, destructive and constructive, but you still keep your spiritual practice intact. Okay, you do both. You stay conscious. How does it feel when I'm trying to milk this girl for her attention? How does it feel? Like, does it really do something for me? Yeah, it gives me a couple seconds hit of dopamine, but like afterwards, what? It just makes me want it more. And then, okay, maybe I'm going to still do it, but just be conscious. I don't do it anymore, but I'm saying this is how I applied my spiritual practice to a very deep-seated habit when I was doing it. Okay, now the other option, remember I said both are true. He says, use the mind to create an ideal version of oneself, and you strive towards that actualization. It could be in the image of some guru that you revere, etc. That plays too, though. Like, of course, there's spiritual level, there's human level. On human level, but see, this also is running itself. The life force is doing this automatically. So do you really have a choice? So you're asking this question, do you have a choice of which one you're going to do? Just pay attention, like in your life. Isn't the life force guiding you with this? I'm not saying this is a good question. I like answering it, and it's fun. Like, let's keep talking. That's what we're here to do, and we keep reinforcing what you already know, and this is the game of life. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, if I'm in a post office line and there's a bunch of people, and the person that's talking to the post office person, they're like, it seems very simple what they're asking, but they can't understand each other, and it's taking like so long, and there's 10 more people in line. Something's going to feel like, okay, it's time to practice some patience here. Your spiritual higher tendencies are going to want to do that. Now, how you practice it, you can pray, you can bring your attention inside, you can say a mantra, whatever. So isn't that working on yourself? You're striving to create a higher ideal and version of yourself, like that. Being tolerant. You're with a partner or a friend, and they have certain defects of character that they do, and you're used to, like, when they do it, you're like, oh God. Or maybe they gossip, or they try to build them, their ego talks about how great they are, and you're like, oh God, again. Working on yourself, a higher ideal of yourself would be like, in that moment, God, what would you have me do? Because there's got to be a way you can do anything. What can we do here to kind of balance this out? Because the energy seems a little weird. Maybe the intuition will be to have a conversation with the person and say, look, man, you're cool. Like, we're all imperfect, but when you do this and this, I don't know, man. It's like, it's just kind of like, I'm over it. Can we look at that? And then share your own defect. This is what I do. I do something even worse, And then you alchemize that, That's a way of working on yourself, because you don't want to hang on to this normal defective character of reaction that you feel when somebody does something you don't like, and then you start talking about them negative in your mind. Like, that doesn't feel good. So you want to like have more tolerance and compassion for them. That's working on yourself. So I hope those were good examples. He says, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah. These aren't my thoughts. It's more like what I've realized. And 13 and a half minutes. I didn't think that would go so long. Let me know if that worked for you, if that answered your question, and anyone else too. How did this video flow? So then I can get a better idea, collectively speaking, spiritually collective, high collective, not your average collective. I can get a better idea of, like, what you want to hear about. Because I'm here to talk to you. All right. See you.